Now, since we just talked about the cameras and we kind of glanced around them, let's go and hit on them. The OnePlus 8 Pro had that 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, a 48 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, then a 5 megapixel color filter camera, whatever that one is. And then on the OnePlus 9 Pro, we have that 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, 8 megapixel telephoto lens, 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, then a 2 megapixel depth lens. And what I can tell you is, first of all, starting off with the OnePlus 8 Pro, that device's camera is so good. I mean, it's still a very good camera. Is it completely overshadowed by the OnePlus 9 Pro? I don't really think so. I think the OnePlus 8 Pro still looks good. I think it looks fine and everything. The main advantage that you have with the OnePlus 9 Pro is that you actually do have, that additional 8K capability, which I think is a really awesome thing for that device. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking achievement because we've had it on the Galaxy S20 since last year, but they are one of the only other manufacturers to bring up that 8K capability. As of right now, it seems kind of pointless to me too, but you are future-proofing yourself like a crazy amount. If you get this phone now, you're going to be set for a long time, and that's a really good thing. Unfortunately, with the front cameras, this is the one area that I'm pretty much not too happy about. So they're both still 16 megapixel lenses and only 1080p at 30 on both of those cameras. And I think that's a really sad thing. When you look at, Samsung's offering, and this is not a cheap phone, by the way. This is I think around $1,000 I paid for this phone. That is a massive amount to pay for a device that still only taps out at 1080p on the front. And Androids are notorious for not having the best cameras. And Samsung is doing a really good job at kind of, moving away from that. So is Google. But it seems like phones like, OnePlus, they focus so much on the back camera, but the front camera is a thing that needs a lot of attention too. I'm somebody, I use the front camera a lot more than the back camera, and I wish that OnePlus, when they were making all those announcements of them working with Hasselblad and stuff, I knew they weren't going to improve the front camera. They haven't improved it for years now, and this is another example of them sticking with the same front camera lenses. While Samsung and, iPhones and all these other manufacturers are able to let us do 4K at 60 on the front, OnePlus, for both the 8 Pro and the 9 Pro, still only allow us to do 1080p at 30. So in terms of the camera setup, yes, the OnePlus 9 is better, but I think the OnePlus 8 Pro is still extremely good for the most part. It's very close to the OnePlus 9 Pro. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up. Now, really